and tomorrow night they'll decide to put their uniforms on, and those guys have to rest up after not playing in the All-Star game. So,
well, they had 3 players in the All-Star game.
How many guys on the team?
How many White Sox were in the All-Star game?
You son of a bitch.
I think there was just one.
Anywho, the All-Star Guardians and the All-Star White Sox will face each other tomorrow night in Chicago, Illinois for the first of 4 at Guaranteed Rate Field. That's an 8:10 start tomorrow night on MMS. So 7:40, thereabouts, is when you'll start Guardians Live, your pregame here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Every couple months, I shouldn't say every couple months, a few times a year, there will be a porn website that wants a little bit of press. They want a little bit of attention. And so somebody puts a story out that says, hey, we want to sponsor a Major League ball team. And so that cycle has come back around again. And there's a porn site that has offered $20 million to become the jersey patch sponsor for the New York Yankees. Strip Chat. Yeah. Which I'm willing to bet not many people have heard of, which is precisely why they want this kind of exposure.
Not many people have heard of it, but a lot of people have also paid for it at the same time because they have enough money to spend on this. It's one of those things where it's like a YouTuber. That's how porn sites are. You may have never heard of that porn site, but it doesn't mean they don't have a ton of users.
Oh, no, I guarantee. Yeah, I mean, if you've got $20 million to throw, I mean, there are people that are on there doing it. But next year is when the next season for Major League Baseball is when they said you're going to be allowed to have patch sponsors. I think the NBA has had them for a little while now,
They've
right?
Had them for 5 or 6 years now, yeah.
There you go. So Major League Baseball dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. They're going to start having patch sponsors next season. Some teams have already started to do this. And, the New York Yankees are looking for a sponsor.
Also, it's a great move on the Strip Chat to say, hey, we want to sponsor the Yankees, knowing the Yankees are never going to allow that, but everybody's going to pick up that news story and be like, a porn company wants to advertise with the Yankees.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A couple times a year the story comes out. It doesn't matter what team they picked. That team wouldn't take them up on it.
The Marlins might. They need anything. And also, it's Miami.
Yeah, but the Marlins need it because the team needs press, not the porn site.
Right, exactly.
So some of you listening might be Strip Chat members in good standing. I don't know if it's a membership type situation, but they said that they'll give the Yankees $20 million to become their exclusive patch sponsor. Now, here's the thing, and they mocked up, right, what it would look at, and it's nothing wild. It's just like a red patch that says Strip Chat, and then their logo looks like a word bubble with a martini glass in it. So they're trying to maybe make it look classy. At first blush, if the Yankees said, yeah, cool, give us this money, we'll put it on our jerseys, big deal. I don't know when people are going to get over this whole thing where it's like, well, we want to keep this a family experience. It's not like the logo is a giant vagina or something. I assume Strip Chat is a live thing where you go and, they've done it's
just a webcam.
Yeah, a bunch of these do different things. There was one called Chatterbait for a while. I don't know if that's still around, but I do remember that.
Sure it is.
I think that's a very funny name.
Because
it tells you what, right? I mean...
You know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're chatting and you're baiting.
I was like, that's not the same thing as, like, Omegle, where they, there's a bunch of strangers in there tossing off.
No, that's what Chat Roulette started like that, right?
Okay, so it's Chat Roulette, then there's Omegle, which is, I think it's the same thing as Chat Roulette, and then there's Chatterbait.
Then there's Osmegle, which is for Tolkien fans who want to get to...
You want to show someone you're precious.
Chatterbait, I think,
trying to destroy the C-ring.
There you go.
Chatterbait, I think, is where people make money. Omegle and the other one you said.
That's just like more social media type randomness.
I think Chat Roulette started as it wasn't a porn site.
No.
It just turned out that everybody on there was masturbating.
Well, yeah, because I found out about that in college. We were like all hanging out. It was like a cheerleading sleepover. We were out of town or something. And someone had heard of chat roulette. So this is like 2010 probably.
This was like one of the first forays into like live webcam interactions, I think. And they were like, wouldn't it be great if you could spin a wheel and there's somebody on the other
and
side?
you just meet someone from Australia
You just
or
meet 'em.
whatever.
It only takes one kid with a broken home to corrupt the entire school.
Dude, it was like every time.
It wasn't
that-
one kid. It was every person ended up masturbating on
Well,
this.
that's what it was. Every time we hit like the roulette button, there'd be like 7 or 8 cheerleaders like in the little grainy video camera, and then it just pops up and there's a peen, some guy cranking it, and you're just like, come on! Like,
Yeah.
is there
You know what's
anybody?
gonna happen.
Right. It's like 8 in a row. That was like that. And we're like, you know what? This isn't even fun anymore. Like, we're trying to like just, hi, surprise.
you have to
you.
change the drinking game from drink every time you see a penis to drink every time you don't.
Right.
Did
you guys-
you just die of
Yeah.
alcohol poisoning?
Did the word get out that there was going to be a bunch of cheerleaders on the other end of the camera? Is that what
I think
happened?
so. It was all very spur of the moment. so-
Underground,
unless somebody leaked it.
Good pun.
You know what I mean.
Very sperm of the moment.
Hey.
Strip Chat says we want to expand the visibility of Strip Chat around the globe, and we think that the patch on the Yankees, they've got a full PR thing made up for this, whatever. On the slim chance that a team calls their bluff and goes, yeah, let's do that. So the question becomes, what is going to be the first team? Because there will be a team at some point that'll cross the Rubicon into this. It probably won't be Pornhub because it's got the word porn in it. But I think if anybody was going to kind of break the seal on that, go with Strip Chat. Put Strip Chat on the sleeve of the New York Yankees uniforms, and who cares?
I think you can do X-Hamster. That's the best bet.
Ew.
Because people think it's a pet site.
Yeah.
X-Hamster.
Like, what is
That's
this?
actually a
God.
pretty good site.
I had never heard of it before until I heard Dieter mention it, and I laughed my ass off. I'm like, there's a site called X-Hamster.
Yes,
What is
there
it-
is.
What
I've
is the
never heard
point
of
of
that.
that? I mean, this was a while ago you mentioned it, so I've been familiar with it, but why is it what's the hamster?
I don't
relevant?
have the slightest idea. I just know it exists. I don't use that one. It's just a funny porn site name that I'll bring up. And
Yeah.
I think, they'll be like, what is this, like Chewy.com?
Right, because everything else is like Tube,
Yeah.
PornTube, Pornhub. They're probably
XXX,
all the same company. They're like headquartered out of Cyprus or something overseas. But X-Hamster.
Gross.
So I am curious why a team. I think every team's probably waiting for another one to make the first move. To go, okay, it's an adult site, but who cares, right? We're all grown-ups. The Yankees haven't said anything about it.
Well, because that makes it even
That gives it
an
legitimacy.
even bigger story here. So they got to go, we're not even going to touch this. Why
Yeah.
would they?
So Strip Chat calls itself the leading adult live cam site. I don't know if that's true. You can call yourself whatever you want.
Now, what the smart move for the Guardians would be to get with a virus blocker.
Yeah.
Oh, or a condom.
That's a good one, too.
Those are probably going to be outlawed in a little while.
Yeah,
so
well,
I don't-
in interim.
in the interim, strap one of these puppies on. Yeah, so the Yankees are still looking for the right partner for this. But I think somebody should grab Strip Chat. I think the Marlins is a great
I
suggestion.
think the Marlins or any of the Florida teams, Marlins or the Rays, just because they have such low attendance, they need all the help they can get. Maybe Florida of the West, you go to the Diamondbacks.
And by the way, it's always the usual
The
suspects.
Reds might not be a bad.
The Reds?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it red?
It's always the usual suspects when it comes to these companies, like the Padres, Mike Clevenger and the San Diego Padres. They were the first team to sign one of these patch deals for next season. It was with Motorola, which, okay.
I didn't even know Motorola was still a thing.
I do only because their headquarters is outside Chicago, so I drive past that massive complex when I go out there. But other than that, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw Motorola on an item. Major League Soccer, the Salt Lake City Major League Soccer team signed with a Chinese dietary supplement company.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I ask you, what's going to do more potential harm to a person? A Chinese dietary supplement or pornography?
And also, if you're in Salt Lake City, that is where the most pornography is consumed.
Yeah.
So they would have been better off going with the porn patch than the Chinese dietary
You
supplement.
are literally preaching to the choir.
Yeah. Like, this is where people need it. They go, it's crazy high, like porn viewing is so much higher in Utah than the rest of the country, and it's pretty hilarious.
Well, that's probably why they don't need it. They're well
Yeah, they
aware
know
of all
what
the
it
porn
is.
sites. Yeah.
Yeah, but are they aware of
Mormons heard about
cam
X-Hamster
stuff?
before I did. X-Camster. Right.
We do the Houston Astroglides.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah!
Why not?
I like it.
Houston Astros have to go with Holly Madison because they're cheaters.
Oh, boy.
Ashley Madison.
Yeah, Holly Madison is one of Hugh
It's
Hefner's
Holly
ex-wives.
Madison.
Holly Madison
I
was
knew
one
what he
of
meant, but yeah.
the Playboy girl.
That's
thing.
right. The girl's next door.
Yeah.
I got some money for you. It's $1,000, a chance for you to go fuel yourself. Listen closely. I hope you win. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fuel yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Aaron is in Myrtle Beach. What's going on, Aaron?
Alan hates the show.
Thanks, sir.
So I actually used to be a cam model for Chatterbait. I got out of it because I was tired of guys saying disgusting things to me. But maybe what you said the new site was called Strip Chat.
Strip Chat.
Maybe that'll do something better for the Yankees. I mean, I hate the Yankees, but maybe if they get a porn sponsor, that'll get them to get their goddamn outdated beard policy out of the friggin' way.
They've got Yank in the name of their team. I don't know what
Exactly.
they're resisting. By the way, Aaron, if you were a cam model, why were you surprised that people were saying disgusting things to you?
What were they saying too? Were they being like toe pus, panty
I'm
pudding?
trying to think of a radio-friendly way to say this. They wanted to breed me.
Okay,
Breed?
right.
That was
Yes.
their word exactly. I mean, I've got the regulars that I had that were real nice to me that I'm still friends with today. They're cool with me. But some of the guys were just so goddamn disgusting. I'm gay myself, but I can't imagine the way people talk to people.
You wanted it to be a little bit more civilized.
Yeah, like I'm going on there like I'm wearing a hockey jersey. I'm hoping some people at least want to engage me on hockey or baseball, and then maybe I'll show my private area. But
Like the bathroom that no one ever uses? Yeah, well, how long did you do that, Aaron?
I was on there about 6 months.
And did you make good money?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So that probably led the combination of the awful comments and the not exactly lucrative probably helped you get you out of there.
Yeah, and this was actually before OnlyFans really blew up. I was thinking about doing an OnlyFans, but I'm not trying to feed into everyone's fetish.
You got to find your lane, Aaron.
I got to find something to do. I'm getting bored here in Myrtle.
Yeah. What do you do down there now? Are you a beach model?
Fairly. I mean, I just moved here from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Okay. And so what we never hear from Donnie anymore, by the way. With Donnie,
been a minute, yeah.
What are you doing down there now? You have like a gig or what?
No, I mean, I've only been here a couple weeks. So
Couple
I'm
of
looking
weeks.
for something.
What precipitated the move down the coast there?
I got tired of being in Virginia. I mean, that's where I'm from, but I wanted to get back to the Carolinas because I spent time in the Raleigh area from 2005 to 2015, and it helped my mental health to get the hell out of Nova and get back to the Carolinas where I belong.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, good. Don't be a stranger, Aaron. Good luck down there.
All right. Later.
All right, there you go. There's Aaron, who's in Myrtle Beach, formerly bureau chief in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And he's trying to improve his mental health. Well, Raleigh's a fine city. You do a lot worse than that. But it is funny. I tell you, the line that always comes back to me is that old video where they're teaching you how to use the internet. This was early 90s, right? And this computer scientist, the line that just sticks in my brain is that these people all said, it's because it's so anonymous that people are going to be polite. How they could... Now, I get these... I understand these are computer nerds. These are not sociologists or anthropologists. I understand they're computer nerds, right? But anyone else would have never, ever come to the conclusion that people are nicer when they're anonymous.
Yeah, no.
I think that's so funny that
Because
that
Reddit
was
wasn't around yet.
Oh, God.
Yeah, people were mean on the internet right off the rip, though.
Yeah.
And gross on the internet right off the front.
A listener wrote me and said, I know how you always tell Mary, or when Mary started, you told her don't ever go on the Alan Cox Show Reddit page, and I thought you were goofing, so I went to it. And he goes, it's so much worse than even... I said, yes, I know. Why do you think I told her not to do that?
Yeah.
I wanted to save her from the whatever.
My buddy...
I think it's only like 6 people.
It's fine. My buddy in New York, he discovered it not too long ago. And anytime we're like goofing around and we'll be texting back and forth and I'll say something like mean or snooty or something, he'll be like, that's it. I'm posting on Reddit. He's like, I'm taking it to Reddit.
Yeah, that's right. TLDR. Everybody sucks. Right.
While we're talking about porn, my boyfriend and I are planning this trip to Chicago, like a little family weekend, and it's expensive. Chicago's an expensive city. And so he was sitting there the other night and he goes, how much money you make on foot pics? And I was like, this is out of nowhere. What's up? And he goes, well, like, would we make more if I like helped? And I was like, are you being serious right now? He goes, it's just so much money to go to Chicago. And I was like, so you're trying to get in on this with me because you don't want to pay for a Chicago hotel?
We could definitely make more money if you helped, quote unquote, just not with the foot pics.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
we could make
ratchet it up a bit.
Yeah,
right. That's
you guys
exactly
could be,
what it was.
You could be printing money if you were doing that.
Well, I told him that. I was like, I mean, really what it comes down to is if you value privacy or money more. Like, that's what it is. And he was kind of sitting there and it was so funny because there was these long pauses of him
They're like 7 hours later.
Right. Of him
he still hasn't made a decision.
Seriously contemplating it, where he was like, if you didn't have the career you have, I feel like we should already be doing porn.
But if you didn't have the career you had, then you wouldn't have the foot pick career that you have.
That's exactly what I told him. I said the reason why people are willing to pay money or would be willing to pay extra if you, quote, helped, would be because they know who we are. And he goes, they don't know who I am. I go, dude, you're tagged in every post that I make. People know what you look like. It's not like you're going to walk around anonymous, you know? But it was just so funny that was the trigger for him.
You could put those smiley emoji stickers on your face and just shoot porn that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious. That one expensive
the old
weekend.
Wet melons route. I don't know if you ever seen wet melons. You never see her face, but her body takes care of everything.
I see. Do you have melons?
I have cantaloupe.
Get them wet.
Cantaloupe.
Is that a melon?
But it is a melon.
Then yes.
Oh. Okay.
It's already cut up though.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah, it made me laugh. I was like, so Brian, one weekend in a nice hotel in Chicago and you're ready to do porn. That's where
By the
we're
way,
at.
it's not that expensive. You guys aren't staying at the Drake. We talked about this. You're staying where we stayed
But
when we
he
went.
is a penny pincher, so
Yeah.
he goes, well, I don't want to use my
savings on this.
Using
And he doesn't-
passive
and he doesn't-
income to pay for it makes it way more appealing than using actual money that you worked hard for.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have points anywhere because he didn't go anywhere, right?
Right. I mean, I could. Well, and I told them, I said, I don't want to use I have plenty of like travel miles and they are like connected to certain hotels that you can stay in. I was like, but you promised me that we're going to Hawaii next year. So I'm saving those so we can fly to Hawaii for free. I don't want to use those on a weekend trip to Chicago because it would use literally all of them. You know, I was like, I'd rather save them for us actually going somewhere. And he's like huffing and puffing. And I'm like, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that one couple $1,000 weekend is making me be like, that's it. We should just do porn. This is the end of our lives. We should just
That's
do it.
all it took.
I know.
It's all it took. Right. Because before you came along, he was driving the bus. It was just him and his daughter. And if his daughter wanted to do something, he'd go, nope, or yep. Now.
And do it in a very cheap way.
There you
Yes.
go.
And then bougie ass Mary comes in
Dude,
here.
that's exactly what it is. And I told him,
Memphis Kitty Park isn't good enough for her anymore.
well, he wanted to go to.
It's called Quality Inn. How can it be anything less?
He wanted to go to, for like the last couple years in a row, we've gone down to Columbus and gone to they have like the zoo water park combo. And I was like, let's do something else. Like, we've been there. Let's go somewhere else. And I was like, oh, Chicago's close. They have a lot of stuff for kids, yada, yada. And it's like immediately his eyes just went to dollar signs. Like, that's all that he saw.
I mean, the zoo is still free.
Well, and that's why I was like,
It's like the biggest free zoo in the country.
I was like, listen, I understand that you would be fine just hanging out at the pool for a weekend, but let's go do something fun and make some memories. And, you know, he was like, I freaking hate you.
There's nothing wrong with hanging out at the pool, by the way. You can make plenty of pool memories.
I know.
Remember when we hung out next to that pool? I sure do. It was so fun.
It was the best part of the Jamaica trip was
Yes.
just hanging out in the pool and then going
Dicking
to the lazy
around
river.
and-
That was the
Yep.
best.
That's all his daughter ever wanted to do, too. We had the whole water park, and all she wanted was the lazy river. We probably
Lazy
did
river's
it
awesome.
10 times in a row before I was like, yo, we got to go somewhere else. Like, this is...
Even the rivers don't want to work anymore.
I love the lazy river, especially if you have a cocktail with you. That's real nice.
Well, the
That makes
6-year-old
it-
didn't, but...
Yeah, but
Did you have a kitty cocktail?
No, but
a
she's still
Shirley
peeing
Her
Temple?
and I
there and
both have
having a
little
good time.
Shirley Temples. And...
That's right. I always preferred a Shirley Hempel. It was made with chocolate
CBD?
liqueur.
Oh.
You're too young probably for that reference. I've got a break. You want to text for something? 35192 to do that. AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch. And you can listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio